You're listening to UCW Radio. In your face.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Relax, better word. It's good.
You know what I mean?
Money to be made in a place like this. Money never sleeps, pal.
You're crazy.
You know what it takes to sell real estate?
It takes brass.
I'm falling, and I can't get up.
All right, welcome to Money Never Sleeps. This is the show where we talk about anything and everything that impacts the flow of money from around the corner to around the world. We've been having some great shows, I think. I've been getting a lot of great feedback. I appreciate everyone taking the time to listen to what I have to say. I hope it's insightful. That's the purpose, and that's the goal. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Louis Velazquez, and you'll get a front row seat to my insight, rants, personal endeavors, so on and so forth. It does get interesting, and, you get to kind of see who I interact with and the good people that I come across all over the world. And there are some really good people that are helping to help people to rise up, okay, and giving people a voice. And I love that stuff. Okay, something that I also love, which was interesting, and it was a pleasant surprise today, we got an email basically saying that Money Never Sleeps Radio was ranked on Apple in the 300s in investing podcasts and radio shows throughout the United States, and I thought that was pretty cool. We do our best to bring the best to our listeners. And again, it's an unorthodox show. But then again, why do you want to listen to something that you can listen to anywhere else? I really, as we're going through the show, we just bring things to the table that we feel that are of interest, and things that we can talk about. I don't really go into speaking about a lot of individual stocks or giving recommendations to buy, sell, and so on and so forth. I give my opinion, and I try to give information to you guys as you're listening that may help you. And it's all about helping you. You got to educate yourself. I don't care how long you've been doing it. You always have to educate yourself on stocks, on a particular company, on an industry, so on and so forth, because these industries are constantly evolving. These companies are evolving. When you have an iced tea company turning into a blockchain company overnight, you got to be informed so you can really know what you're doing. Now, I've been talking a lot about cannabis. Well, not so much a lot, but I've been talking about this lately, cannabis stocks. Look, that's the flavor of the month right now. So if I don't talk about it, then I'm not going to be doing anyone any favors. It's going to be volatile, guys. If you're involved in these stocks, you're going to see a lot of flipping and flopping. You have to look and find the cream of the crop, the best in class. It's like buying the worst house in the best neighborhood, but just make sure that you know what that house is made of, that it has a good foundation, good bones that you can build on. Okay, you have companies out there that have a lot of potential, but they can't get to that they can't get beyond the brick because of maybe something's in the way that just needs to be shifted along. Then all of a sudden, boom, you have a winner. The roller coaster ride with Tilray, look, I talked about it yesterday, talking about it today. It built up to being the leader as far as market cap wise in the cannabis industry. They're the first company to get a nod on distributing, I believe, medicinal marijuana to medicinal cannabis, to the U.S. from Canada. Tilray is a Canadian company, and that's interesting. You got Peter Thiel. He owns 76% of the company. The guy, his position is in this company is, value wise anyway, is ranging anywhere from $8 to $12 billion on any given day nowadays. But I'm sure that lately, this week anyway, investors are getting dizzy. They got to be getting dizzy. Traders must be feeling like they're in Vegas in front of their computer. And in the end, let's see where it all settles in. Another stock that I came across that is less volatile it's in the cannabis industry, but a different area of it. It's interesting. It's a lot cheaper than Tilray and a lot of companies that are flying through the roof. It's called Green Organic Dutchman, another Canadian company. As most cannabis companies are overseas at the moment, because you can't do that here. You can't be a publicly traded company in cannabis in the United States. That is a problem. People could go to jail. They don't want that stuff. But this company, Green Organic Dutchman, it's more of an end product supplier, not a grower. They're not doing that stuff. They're not a distributor, but they're it's just like an end product supplier with distribution, I guess. So they're like the Procter & Gamble of the cannabis industry, if you wanted to put a picture with it, providing consumers with pretty packaging and the end product so they can go buy it in the store, vending machines, whatever. This could be interesting as more beverage companies, alcohol companies, tobacco companies, they're jumping into this space. So they're looking for the pretty packaging. They're looking for the end product. They're looking for the ease of it because they're looking to leverage their position. They're looking to hedge their bets here because as cannabis continues to grow, their market share could shrink a little bit, so they want to be able to capitalize on it, and they are, and it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a race to see who's going to get the best in class and who's going to bring the best products to market. And again, the pretty packaging could be interesting. So, it's one to keep your eye on. It's just in the $6-7 range. So, just keeping your eye on it. Not making any recommendations here. Just bringing information to you. Commodities. It's interesting, lumber. Lumber has been climbing up, for a while now. And today, you have lumber, corn, wheat, coffee, they're climbing higher. Metals, gold, copper, platinum, they're climbing today. They're all up as today as far as things go. Lumber is interesting because with all the the tariffs being imposed and everything, I'm just wondering how that's going to work with the lumber industry because other situations have arose, like with the forest fires, all this stuff. A lot of situations arose that's just making lumber more and more expensive. And if you're importing lumber, where are you going to get it from? Could you get it from China? Sure. You're going to get it from Africa? Yeah. There's a big timber industry in Africa, and I just wonder if tariffs are going to be imposed on from those countries as well. I'm not sure where they are with that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come to that point. They're going to start working at deals, I guess. But I thought it was interesting that all these commodities are climbing higher. Kind of gives you an indication of how certain things are lining up. As I said earlier, cannabis stocks are trading like cryptos. The volatility is ridiculous, and I'm sure the options players they're having a ball with it, and they're making a lot of money. But you have to stay in front of your computer all day, every minute of the day, unless you have some program trading going on. If you're holding it for a while, you want to have your people in place just in case. Okay, now I want to go into cryptos a little bit. A lot of people have a misconception with cryptocurrency. They think, okay, a coin was issued, great, it's a coin, let's go do something with it. It's not just about the coin, people. It's about the whole network. What does it do? What is going on? What's the viability and utility? And how does the overall network work? If those answers can't be given, then there's a problem. Because you have these projects that, and ICO-wise, have been raising billions and billions of dollars for projects that don't exist yet. Okay, I'd rather invest in a project that is there, that has all the components to go higher, to grow. It's not even about pricing, it's about growing and scaling up. Okay, and how a network is going to integrate into other platforms, allowing for continued growth and integration, all this other stuff to make it a better situation for coin holders and for business in general. And that's why, like Pico Novus, I love it. I love the platform, the Megahoot Vault. That also allows for a lot of things to happen. Pico Novus has the proprietary escrow system, which is great for businesses that, you're involved in import-export. You're doing any type of transactional business, which if you're in business, you're transacting in some way. And you can utilize the escrow system to protect yourself. And everything is logged on the blockchain, so there's no question when a transaction is done. But these are things that investors, that anyone should be looking at. Businesses, if they're looking to use a platform, they should be looking at this stuff. That's why Ripple's a good company. The company itself is a good company for what they're doing, and they're innovating. And it's all about innovation. That's why Megahoot is innovating, and it's taking some of that innovation and putting it into Pico Novus, because they've become the caretaker of it. And with Pico Novus, you can go to piconovus.com, find out more, and Megahoot, go to megahoot.com, find out what's going on there. I want to shift to cord cutting. People have a misconception with this as well. Cord cutting is not really cutting the cord. You're not cutting out your TV, internet, cable, and everything else. It's more like cutting the TV and keeping the cord for the internet. You need the internet in order for you to have your Netflix and everything else. Trust me, if everyone returned their cable boxes, you can bet your bottom dollar they will keep their internet connection for not only their Netflix and Prime Video and Apple TV and everything else, but for their Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and you need the internet to be on your computer, right? Without that, you are disconnected from the world, and it's a sad, sad, sad place. You don't want that. So there's going to be tremendous growth there, regardless. So cable companies won't suffer no matter what you do. So don't think for a second that, hey, I'm cutting the cord. You're really not cutting the cord. You have the cord forever. All right. So and I want to talk about where the money's going. Okay, where money people are going. But before I go into that, let me go back to the cord cutting. I got it right now. Cord cutting. The companies that are going to really benefit, from what's going on right now with technology. You have Netflix, you got, Amazon with their Prime Video, you have Apple, they're going to come out with their own thing. You have ESPN, they have something going on, I think they reached 1 million subscribers now. You got a lot of things going on. You have DirecTV, you don't even need to have your satellite, as long as you have an internet connection, you connect to their service, Sling TV, so on and so forth. So you're going to see a lot of growth from Roku, the Amazon Fire Stick, and just a lot of great innovations coming in. So now let's go to talking about where the money's going, where the money people are going anyway. With the high taxes coming from states like New York, Connecticut, so on and so forth. For a few years there has been a mass exodus to Florida. So the snowbirds are becoming full residents to take advantage of the nice weather, the palm trees, the little duckies, the flamingos, the low taxes, and no income tax situation. Okay, areas such as Orlando, Tampa, and the surrounding areas will continue to boom, in my opinion, for the next 4 years or so. You're going to have more things going on there, look, from the ports and everything else. You have a lot of things that Florida has to offer, and I believe that you're going to see more businesses going there. You're going to see more money businesses. You're going to see more hedge funds, more private equity firms, and I believe you're going to have more technology coming into Florida. Because, if that talent pool continues to grow, it's going to be a great place to have a tech company. So that's going to be something interesting. So, again, this is my view on it. But this is where the big money players and businesses in general are going. Governor Rick Scott, since he came into office, I've seen him, he's done a tremendous job in bringing and developing business in Florida. So I look forward for this to continue forward on a local, on a state level, and continue this process. And again, whether it's Governor Rick Scott, whoever else comes into office, I just hope that they are on the side of business to continue to grow the state of Florida, because it has made a big turnaround thanks to Governor Rick Scott. So they need to keep that in mind. And again, he was stellar during last year's hurricane. He was stellar in dealing with everything. Anyway, so that's about it for this Thursday. Thanks for listening to Money Never Sleeps. We'll be back with you tomorrow for the next segment of Money Never Sleeps. And until then, I hope you guys have a great trading day. Go out there, find some new situations. And, if you have any questions or anything, you can just go, again, on Twitter at Luis Velazquez and ask me. And I'll try to address it on the show if I can. If not, I'll address it on Twitter, but I'll try to address it on the show if I can. You guys have a fantastic day. We'll be back with you tomorrow.
Initiating shutdown sequence.
You're listening to UCW Radio in your face.
What is your major malfunction?
So let it be written. So let it be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, my mother thanks you, my father thanks you, my sister thanks you, and I thank you.
All opinions expressed by Luis Velazquez on the Money Never Sleeps radio show and its website are solely his opinions and do not reflect the opinions of the UCW radio show or their parent company or affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by him on television, radio, internet, or another medium. You should not treat any opinion expressed by him as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of his opinion. His opinions are based upon information he considers to be reliable, but neither the UCW radio show nor its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be relied upon as such. The UCW radio show, Luis Velazquez, its affiliates, parent companies, and or subsidiaries are not under any obligation to update or correct any information provided on the radio show or on the website. His statements and opinions are subject to change without notice. No part of his compensation from the UCW radio show is related to the specific opinions he expresses. Please read the full disclaimer on MoneyNeverSleepsRadio.com.